able to use this facility that's owned by Danyaahla and the Hebrew village in Israel. Come, one side, the other side, round of applause for that. Otherwise, I'm going to tell you, we had a hard time for the venue here in Atlanta. They were all booked up. And the brother, Prince Amadio, said, go ahead, Barack, you can use our place in Atlanta. And they gave us the contact numbers of the brothers and the sisters that run the facility here for Danyaahla, the Hebrew village. And we spoke to them, we networked with them, and so now, see this place, this facility? All Danyaahla, all owned by Danyaahla. Hebrew brothers. That's the Most High. That's what networking does. That's what communication does, and respect. Okay, that's what it does. Okay, so I just want to let you brothers know, we know sometimes it's difficult to get to some of these summits. We have them all over the country, okay? And the most I see that sacrifice, and I know money is always involved. You see, they shut down the government, and now they're taking people's checks, they were taking food stamps, they were taking everything. Okay, I hear they say they open up the government, I don't know, but still, that's the elite doing that. But you know they're targeting you. You know that. And you know they're going to come back, and next time they're going to make it permanent. Okay? So that's why we got to prepare ourselves. All right? This salvation of Israel is going to be done in stages. So the Most High has given us a chance now. Get ourselves together. Right. O nation not desired. Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired, before the decree bring forth, before the destruction bring forth. This is what the Most High is saying. So, I just want to give you a little history of the Maccabeestv. And so this is our 12th summit. We had summits in D.C., North Carolina, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, a couple times, California, San Diego, all right? We had Ohio, okay? We had summits all over the country. Most I will, we're going to have one in Chicago. Most I will, maybe New Orleans, okay? We're looking at all these places. And we're going to bring the Maccabeestv, okay? The government of Israel, okay, to all the different camps and Israelite camps across America, and then most of will abroad, okay, abroad. And we're going to have brothers come up and speak. Brothers from Danyaahla, they're going to come up and speak, and they're going to let you know about the summit that they're having over there in Danyaahla, Israel. Okay? So before we do that, what we're going to do, we're going to have all the elders of the Maccabeestv speak on their department. What the Spirit of the Most High showed us was we needed a structure. All right? And you cannot have a structure in a government without what? Leadership, council. Look, the Hebrew village taught us and showed us years ago when they went to Israel. They got a structure over there for 50 years. But in the land. That's why you see a lot of the brothers over here in America going to Mount Zion now. Come? All right, the Spirit is leading us there. But they had the structure all the time over there in Israel. So we have to build the government. We're a nation in exile. Don't you understand that? But with no government to speak of. Because the government has to be built on what? Yeah, you had the Black Panthers tried, NAACP, all these black organizations, but what don't they have? They don't have the structure, the blueprint in the Bible. And the blueprint, the word is who? The Mashiach Yahushua. Because the government shall be upon whose shoulders? His shoulders. The Mashiach Yahushua. They had brought in the Mashiach Yahushua and the word, maybe with the Most High would allow some of those organizations to be built up. But you know, once Esau get a hold of it and the elite get a hold of it, it's through. Okay? Okay, so we had to build the structure and we had to get brothers who are in the truth for a long period of time. You got brothers up here that have been in the truth 25, 30 years. Okay, 20, 25, 30 years. So there's a lot of experience up here. And so we had to get brothers that we knew that were trustworthy, brothers that had wisdom, that had knowledge, know the scriptures. But we all go over it. We all go everything that we do. We counsel on it. Okay? So we're going to go down the line. We're going to let you know who these brothers are. There's a few that's not here with us today. Okay, there's a few that's not here. There's 3 of them that's not here today. But nonetheless, they are part of the council of the Maccabeestv. Okay? So I'm going to start from the right, and then we'll go down.
All right, let me say something. Shalom, shalom. And when Barak said the summit, you have to remember when we sent letters, invitation out, that the brothers was asked to join and they refused. So we're not going to make it seem like it's a dictatorship.
Right.
It's who know who, but other brothers was asked to be a part of this, and they refused. Karash, you was the last brother. Wasn't you asked to be a part of it? And you tell us, give him a week, 2 or a month, remember? So we did ask other brothers. So it's not a dictatorship, right? And we're still asking other brothers to be part of it. Because when you talk about a government cannot be a bunch of yes men. A government cannot be established by, I said yes to everything Barak said, Nathaniel said, Korazah said, or any of these brothers said. A government had views. Just like in ancient Israel, you have the scribes, the Pharisees, the Sadducees. All of them have a voice in the nation there. Can? Nobody could stop them from going to the temple. Because when you create a temple for Israel, you cannot stop nobody from going there. But you have all these schools kicking people out of the congregation now. So that means it was not established for the nation. So now we're establishing something for the nation. We need other help out there, even overseas, to be part of this government to push it forward. For it to be established in the fullness, as what Yahushua said, the government shall be on the shoulder. All right?
All right. So, so we're going to start from the right, and we're going to go on down and then name the brothers who are on the council. So you just get familiarized with the brothers on the council. And then after that, these same brothers are going to speak on the departments that they are over. They're over certain departments in the Mashara Yasha'ala. Okay, first, the Mashara Yasha'ala means government of Israel. And the Spirit came upon brothers here to develop a flag. Okay? Because all nations have a flag, right? So Israel got a flag. We got our flag. And we made our own flag. We don't need the white man to tell us what flag we make up. We made our own flag according to the scriptures there. Okay? As you can see, the flag has the 12 tribes. Is it set as the court? Okay, you can see the 12 tribes on the side. Okay? All the way down from Judah, Benjamin, Levi, all the way down to Issachar. Okay, the 12 tribes. You have the menorah in the middle, of course. And then you have Mashara in Hebrew, Mashara Yasha'al in Hebrew going around. Come? All right? So that establishes everything the Most High shows in Scripture. And the colors. Where do you see read the colors at in the Bible? All right, in Exodus, the colors of the tabernacle. Okay? Purple, red, blue, those are the colors of the Kun. So that's why we got those particular colors. And you can see it up here also. Okay, Kun? So that's the flag. Okay, get the Most High, the Howard. When we first started the summits in D.C., we didn't have this. This came probably about maybe the 3rd or 4th summit. Come, as the Spirit came up upon brothers and here. Okay, come. All right. So we're going to start with the brother from the right, all right, which is Priest Kahan. All right, that's Priest Kahan. The brother did the prayers this morning. All right, Kahan is from the Light of Zion in Florida. All right. Remember, we network with a lot of camps. So he's from the camp in Florida, the Light of Zion. Some of you know the Light of Zion. You go on YouTube, you'll find, you go on internet, you will find him. This is Priest Kahan. He's one of the elders of the school, the Light of Zion. And he's, right now, he is part of the Mashra Sha'ala as the priest. He runs the priest department because he's a Levite. And he runs that department. So later on, he's going to tell you some information concerning that department. So let's give Priest Kahan. Priest Kahan been in the truth a long time. For 25 years. Let's give Priest Kahan a round of applause. He's one of the elders on the council of Mashra Sha'ala. Then you have, okay, Karada Za'ala. Karada Za'ala is another Levite. He's part of the House of David in Brooklyn. Right now, he resides in Jamaica. Jamaica has the House of David down there also, okay? And we're looking at doing a summit in Jamaica too, okay? All the camps are there. We got Mustafa who ran the camp in Jamaica. He's from Jamaica for a long period of time, okay? And now he's up here trying to get things together under the Mashra Sha'ala. So that's the spirit of Most High. So Karada Za'ala, the brother's an expert in Hebrew, okay? He's going to show you some of his Hebrew booklets that he got. And he's going to speak on the Hebrew language. The Mashra Yasha'ala, right? And the Hebrew language, you have the Paleo Hebrew, all right? The Spirit is on his brother, and he wrote a few books in Hebrew. He wrote the Old Testament, the New Testament, all in Hebrew. He got Hebrew pamphlets. So he's going to speak to you about that. So this is Danyaahla, okay? Then you have Brother Parza. Parza is a brother that's part of the Maccabeestv Council, and he's over the Spanish-speaking tribes. He's like a diplomat for the Spanish-speaking tribes. Okay, the brother is fluent in Spanish. Okay, he didn't show you none of that when he was teaching the Shabbat service, but he's going to show you a little bit what he knows. He's fluent in Spanish. The brother does travel. There's a lot of traveling. He is an evangelist. He does a lot of traveling. The brother been to India. He's been to Belize, South America, all the Spanish-speaking tribes. He's a diplomat for the Spanish-speaking tribes. Okay, so he was originally from the Ohio camp. Now they're in Mexico. Okay, this brother here too, Danyaahla, they're in Mexico right now, dealing with the Spanish-speaking tribes and trying to get them together. Come. So let's give Parza, okay, he's part of the Maccabeestv council. Okay, then you got Danyaahla, okay? Danyaahla been in truth for a long time. Originally part of the Ohio camp, now he's in Mexico with Parza, and he's a brother that's going to teach you concerning the laws and the Torah and the Torah and the laws and statutes. The brother is going to show you that he got a book. He categorized all the commandments, laws, statutes, commandments. So if you want to find something on marriage, you go to marriage. You want to find something on circumcision, you go to circumcision. So he got that all categorized, all the laws. All right, and he's going to show you tonight and bring some information about that tonight. He's also the gatekeeper. He'll tell you about the different gates. How Israel, we read in the history, how we had our different gates. Come. Judah had their gate, Benjamin had their gate, Levi had their gate, but we were all in what? Hamashiach Yahushua as one. Come. Well, this brother brings out a lot of information about that. Okay, come. So let's give Danyaahla a round of applause. Another council member of the Maccabeestv. Then we have Karash. Okay, this is Karash. He's our counselor. He runs the department. He's like a counselor. If you know anything about Karash, he loves to counsel you. All right, you need counseling, anything, any problem, any situation, he will counsel you according to the scriptures. Come, because you need that. We all need counsel. All right, from the highest of us to the least of us, we all need counsel at times. Okay, but this brother's a good counselor. He's very good, and he's been in the truth for a long time. Okay, a lot of these brothers, okay, came out of the school in Manhattan, all right, at 1 West under Masha, Yaquab, and Ariel. A lot of these brothers, okay? And then, of course, when splits happen and so forth, these brothers formed their own schools. But in the spirit of Hamashiach Yahushua. Come? Okay? There's one thing we say, to be a part of this, Maccabeestv, you have to be in Hamashiach Yahushua. Come? All right? You have to be in Hamashiach. Okay? So this is Karash. So he's going to bring out later on certain information concerning the counseling department. Okay, come? So let's give it a hand for Karash. All right. Then we have Zaquan. All right. Zaquan is over the camp, Yahweh's camp. Okay. Yahweh's camp in North Carolina. Come? And he is a scribe. He's running the scribe department. The brother already got about 4 books on the market. All right, he got some very good books. It's all about the truth, though. He got 4 books in Barnes and Nobles. You can go anywhere in one of those bookstores and find this brother's books. All right, he's a good writer in the spirit of Hamashiach Yahushua. So the Spirit showed us, make him the scribe, the recorder. So anything that we need written down, anything that we need to written down for the law, and that we need to keep in history and records, we had this brother write it down for us. Just like, didn't David have a recorder? You had David, you had the high priest, and you had the recorder. Okay, so in the council of the Maccabeestv, we have a recorder. He's also part of the treasury department. All right, he's going to tell you about the pantry that we got. He's going to tell you about the phone book, okay, that he developed for the nation. So he's going to give you all that information. So this is Zaquan, Elder Zaquan, from Yahweh's camp, North Carolina, part of the martial arts art. Then you have Methathua, okay? Methathua, interesting story about Methathua. He was down there in Jamaica for over 10 years running the camp down there. And the Spirit of the Most High got on him to come up. And he was part of the house of David, but in Jamaica, okay? As you know, Jamaica has a couple of camps down there, Israelite camps. And I've been down there about 3 times. And you got other brothers, Priest Kahan's been down there. So we've been down there and we speak down there also. Because our brothers and sisters down there, they need it too. They need to hear the word. And we got to get them together down there in Jamaica also. As well as all the West Indies. Okay? So Methathua, the Spirit got on him to be able to come to America. And the Most High and Yahushua made it a way where Methathua can get here. The brother lived better than some of us that have been here all our lives.
I'm trying to tell you.
But nevertheless,
that's right.
The Most High is with him. Okay? Now, many of you, when you go on YouTube, you go on Facebook, you go on social media, who do you see? Correspondence. Methathua. He's the head of our correspondence department. He has that knack. He can get brothers together. He can speak to young men. He has that knack where he can do the spirits with him with that. Who do you see? Methathua. He's all over YouTube, all over the place. Okay? So he's in that generation of young men that come up and all they know is social media. That's all they know. But Methathua, the Spirit is on him to be able to do that. He's going to bring out information concerning the correspondence department. And later on, he's going to speak on different brothers that's going to come up and he's going to announce them and they're going to come up and speak. Okay, Kun? So let's give Methathua, who's part of the house of David. He's our correspondent. Been in the truth a long time. He's the correspondence department of the Yahshua. Okay? Then we do have an officers council, so I'm going to just name the brother on the end here. He's going to be brought up and he's going to give you information. This is Yakanan, okay? He's part of Yahweh's camp. He's part of Yahweh's camp in North Carolina, as well as Priest Kwan. And the thing about Yakanan is that he's over the whole security, okay, and training department of the Marshal Yahshua. Okay, your brothers might have heard different trainings going on. Well, you can't have a nation without a military, come? You can't have a nation without training, without the young men being trained as a military, come? Well, this brother is very good at training men and bringing men up in the spirit of Hamashiach, okay, and that spirit of a soldier, and that spirit of a warlike spirit that Yahushua is looking for, all right? And so he's trained these brothers, and he's very good at it. So he's going to bring out information concerning the training department and the security department. Okay, so he's head over that department. Kun? Okay, so now, and then myself, my name is Barak. I'm from the house of David. I'm like the spokesman, all right, for the Marshal Allah. And so we put this council together. We want to give the Most High Yahweh Shai another round of applause for bringing these brothers together. Bring it together, because it's very important. So what we're going to do now is the brothers can have a seat, and we're just going to have the brothers from Kahan, Priest Kahan, he's going to speak on his department, so everybody can get familiarized with the Marshal Allah and what's happening. Yakan, yeah, Khan. You're right, my mistake, yeah. We're going according to our itinerary. You're right. My mistake. So, Yakanan. Come on up, Yakanan. No, Yakanan, stay there. Go. Yeah, stay there.
All praises to the mighty one of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It's beautiful to be here, to see all of Yahshua in accordance and in discipline. And that's what we lack in our nation. We lack the discipline necessary to do the Father's will. It's physical analogies that convey spiritual truths. A lot of people say we don't need to train. But what are you doing that for? The Most High is going to put the Spirit on you when it comes time. I haven't seen that in the scriptures. Every time I look at, even when it comes to your studying, it's a discipline. You use your physical attributes to receive spirituality. You use your physical eyes to read. Use your physical brain to comprehend. And so that's what the Heavenly Father is requiring from us. We're not training just to fight our enemy. The training is the discipline necessary for you to serve your power. Any faith that puts all the responsibility on the Heavenly Father is an irresponsible faith. That's lukewarmness. We're not looking for a few good men. We're looking for a few righteous men that are willing to do what's necessary. The prerequisite for winning and defeating our enemy was always complete compliance to the Ta'arah. And if you're not willing to do that, then you're not needed. Because what you're going to do is compromise what the Most High is doing. In the spirit of Yahweh Yahweh Shah, is complete obedience. Give me the book of Joel, and I want you to read for me Joel 3 and 9. And then I'm just going to talk about a little of the training. I mean, we go all over. We've been to California. Matter of fact, the next training is going to be back in California, Sacramento. We've trained in North Carolina. We do cold weather training, different terrain. My experiences in the military, and I also have other facilitators such as the brother Tazadak. Even tomorrow, we're going to have an introduction to the Israelite trooper program, AKA Men of War. So again, the discipline now, the discipline not later, but now, Men of War, the discipline is what's going to get us victory. So that's what we're training for. We're not saying that we're just being bad and we want to hurt somebody. No, it's for our obedience to our power. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right, read what you got.
The book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim you this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up.
Again, it's preparation, and it's time to wake up. Whenever Moshe or Marshall had his hands up, that was symbolic to obedience, to compliance. So I just want to let you know on Makar, tomorrow it's an introduction. I know some people's schedules, they kind of differ. You have some, as Elder Barak brought out, some celebrate the lunar solar Shabbat, some the weekly Shabbat. So for the Akim that can and that are willing, we're going to meet 8 o'clock a.m. It's going to be an introduction. Just going to do a little physical training, just kind of assess where you are. Again, able men that are willing from 20 and up. So, you know, if you don't want to do it, that's fine. You need to stay where you are.
Tell them where.
But it's going to, I'm going to give you the location now. It's Howell, I believe I'm saying it right. Howell Park or Howell Park, 983 Ralph D. Abernathy Street, and 8 a.m. sharp. And so we're going to, you know, just do a little training, a little CPR, some of the things that you need to do, and just give you an introduction to what we do. And hopefully it will inspire many of the young men to come and be a part of your nation. Hallelujah. The water, appreciate it. That's it. That's it.
All right, so let's give Yahweh Bahasham and Mashiach a round of applause. That was Yakanan. He's over the security department of the Montreal Yasha'Allah. Okay, the next brother that's up is Methathua. He's over the correspondence department of the Montreal Yasha'Allah.
Yeah, shalom, shalom. I'm over the treasury also. Right? Even to deal with treasuries are like a strange thing if we read the book of Sirach. It's basically telling you an individual who deal with the treasury for the nation. It's a very, very thin line. You understand me? Because if you not dollar of that money go in your pocket, that's dishonesty. And we discussed earlier in terms of trust. It's something that needed, and it's a very, very big office. A lot of brothers here don't even want nothing to do with it. But anyway, as a nation, we're building a nation. The brother came up and he talked about the military-wise. It's very important. Because all the doors in this building, we have a guard there of our own people, of our own nation. We'll be stupid not to do that, can? So we see that the need for security, you have so-called military background for Esau. So we utilize him in this department. And from the correspondent department, no, other brothers who want to be part of that movement, who have a gift towards any part of the offices up here, you just come forward to the brother that's in that department and tell him you can assist, you can help, and we move forward in that. You have a couple brothers here been through the training program, right? You've been through, stand up and just give 2 minutes or a minute of what you experienced here.
Come on. Shalom, Yashala. My name is Danyaahla, M.O.W. Mao, men of war, and it is for personal discipline and the protection of our household and our government. All right, so what we want to do is have all the men that's capable and able-bodied to come out and not only learn physical PT, but also such things as Yahweh Shai helps with learning how to go and find and hunt for roots to be able to eat for the time frame when the grocery stores are closed. All right, how to look for the trees to be able to know which ones we get the bark from to be able to get our food from supplied in. All right, so we're looking for all men of the Most High to participate so that you will have the privilege to be able to say Mao, which stands for men of war. All right, Kwame Yasharala.
So, because most of our officers, they've been through that program where they go train in, it was North Carolina for a weekend. They Uncut, military-wise, everything. Even we go to Zion, we have our military man that come to Zion with us. We ain't going to call his name because we can't tell him everything. But everywhere you go, you have to have some sense of military. That's what a good nation do, right? And so we have that, and then we want to put it down in the rest of camps. Where the camps and set up military, because you have to learn to defend yourself out here too. Esau doing it, you go to Israel, I see midget with gun.
Yep.
You remember that? Little midget, because Israel is a military state, which I love. Because we should be a military state. When David was 15, Goliath was dead, right? You think David just go in the battlefield without no training, nothing? So in part of the correspondence, you can correspond for stuff like this. You can correspond for stuff like financial too. We need that. You understand me? In the financial department, we really need help. And the help what we need. What's the purpose? We get the money. What's the purpose of the money? To put on summits like these? Not because the Mona gave us the building, we still have to pay for it. Con? We still have to pay. We still have to give them something. And this is the first summit that we kept. And you see, it took 12 summits. This is the first summit we keep, where everything goes towards our people. All the money we pay for the catering and the food for the building, it goes right back into our own Israelite brothers' pocket. Right? Not even dollar go back into the enemy pocket. Not yet. You know the scripture says we have to serve him in the want of all things. But the money is still in Israelite pocket for now. He ain't go back out yet. So you give financial help. That's what it went before. We have brothers and sisters who want to go to Zion. Because the fundamental, as Barak said earlier, the Black Panther tried, they failed. Parzal mentioned earlier, every organization tried outside of Yahweh Shai, they failed. But I look at the thing too, every organization tried to establish outside of Zion, failed. Because a nation of people, we ain't going to establish and be blessed on the earth in no other nation apart from the land that God gave to us. And we stress our brothers in the Mona, they're in the land for 50 years. We know y'all hear the negativity of the Mona. I'm correspondent. Brothers call me up. With them, what's going on? I did the right thing. Brothers here, we have proof, right, Murray? That's right. I go there and I ask them face to face. We have some on video, I just don't ready to put it out yet. I'm just waiting until the correct time. You understand? But the thing is, you ask a question, but you have to ask a question, or you're going to prevent it from happening again. What was the judgment taken? I have all that answer. Just like in our community, you have brothers say they was robbed by other brothers. Or we're going to prevent that, or we correct it. So in every government, so I just want 2 scriptures to read. Zaquan, you have me? I need verse 6. Jeremiah 50, verse 6. My people had been
My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place.
So that's what we become as a nation of people. We become lost sheep. You understand me? So that's why like a gathering like this, I have to tell you, we have to seek Zion. We have to make pilgrimages up here and one time. Right? Get the other one, Isaiah 55, 52 and 8. Yeah. So that's why if you give donation, you have brothers need passport. You have when you go there, brothers need somewhere to stay. You understand me? You need transportation. Because a lot of people go to Israel and think you have, what you call it now, like servants there. Somebody going to pick you up and do all that. No. No, it ain't going to happen. And some brothers and sisters see that the hard way. Because anywhere you go, you have to prepare. Brothers will see us in Zion and they'll call them, I want to move there. No, it don't work like that. You understand me? You have to prepare. Anything you do, you prepare. Right? Read it out, my brother.
52 and 8 Isaiah. The watchmen shall lift up the voice. With the voice together shall they sing. For they shall see eye to eye. When the Most High shall bring them again, Zion.
So that's my perspective. We're going to be on one accord. We're going to see eye to eye when we go back over there to the promised land. You understand me? We're going to have all these problems over here. But we go to Israel. Who we have over there? Why do you think we go over there, we gravitate to them so much? Those are the only brother we have over there. You have the other brother, Joshua, he's in a rod. We deal with him too. We can't go over there and ask Esau historical events over there. Esau don't know nothing. The white man don't know nothing in the land. You have our people there know more in that land than him. And it's very important for our people to go over there and get the blessing also. You understand me? I remember we go trips. It was me and Danyaahla. I called and said to bring her something for eczema. And me and Danyaahla, we went to by the so-called Dead Sea, and we get something in there and we bring it back for eczema. And she said our eczema better before the jar even finish. Huh. So just look at that. No more eczema. You understand me? They used the salt from the sea and the mud and all that, put it on the skin, and they were all healed. You understand me? So as a nation, correspondent, how we going to reach to Zion? When we go to Zion, what to do? But as a nation of people, it's that time we have to seek Zion. And the scripture tells us our law, our salvation coming from the East. So with that, I said shalom. Shalom.
Okay, so that was Maccabeestv of the correspondence and the Treasury Department, okay? And he's going to give you some more information concerning that department, Treasury Department. The next brother that's up is, Elder from the Marshal Rasha Karash, and he's going to give you the information concerning the counseling department. Karash.
Hey, shalom, brothers and sisters. Yahshua Allah that are near and far, that are born and free. Our life is hid in Yahweh, so we got to stay in that direction. But I'm over and dealing with, along with, these brothers in the counseling department, because we all counselors. But, I have a lot of scriptures, and I've done a lot of counseling over the years with couples, peoples, children, taught homeschooling classes, and I also deal with the history of the Bible also. But the counseling, I'm the point man. If you want to call me, I can guide you to counsels that you may need. I also look into what the world does also, because they have a lot of information that we need, and I have some of those contacts. If you need counseling in different situations in your home and your family, how to deal with being an Israelite every day. That's a big one. It's not always nice being an Israelite every day. And walking around knowing this. Yahweh said, we shall drink this cup. And we drinking it all the way down to the dredges. And he said, we're going to walk this cross. So we got to carry our cross. But that don't mean we can't help each other carry it. Didn't the brother from Cyrene help Christ carry his cross? So this is what we're here for. And I'm the one that just, you know, I'm a contact, but maybe you may want to talk to Danyaahla, or Rosati's brothers, and or maybe all of us deal with you. But the thing is, we have to get to what the problem is, if it's a problem, or maybe just some enlightenment. You may want to call, you know, but you can get me through the brothers here, through the numbers. I'm on Facebook on Korash Yasha Allah, Charash. I'll be back online Tuesday. They kind of got a little angry at me in the Facebook prison. But I was dropping some stuff on what happened with Brother Mark and this whole government thing. And all I can do is put Ecclesiastes 3, 1, and 8. Time for all things under the sun. You know, time for hate, time for war, time for peace. That's why they said, oh, you're teaching hate speech, 7 days. So I'll be back on Tuesday. So Korash Yasha Allah, and you can find me there and I'll friend you. I'll probably know who you are from whoever. If you're an Israelite, and I check out your page and I'll find, okay, you know, you're all right. Sometimes I get on there, everybody be having a shirt off. Nope, I can't do that. I don't know why they do that. Sisters, you know you should have a shirt off, but it's just, you know, I look through it and I make sure, okay, somebody that can be my friend. And we can deal. And then from there, I network and see what kind of counsel help you might need. I counsel out on Facebook. The other one, to conclusion, I deal with the history of the Bible also, from Genesis to Revelation. And 2 scriptures, you can just read 2 Peter 3 and 8. Psalms 90, we ain't got to read them. Psalms, y'all just write them down. I'm going to be brief. Psalms 90 and 4. And David speaks about 1,000 years. David and Peter think about 1,000 years is 1 day. 1 day is 1,000 years. So we have 2 ways you can look at the first 7 days of creation. It could be 24 hours of earth, or it could be 1,000 years in a day like the Most High. We're still working on that. But after that, the 7th day was the flood. And you just start counting how long Adam lived up until Noah. You count how long they lived. It's really easy to do the math, right? To Noah. You go into Genesis 5 and you read how long they lived. Then you go from after the flood, Genesis 9 and 10 and 11, how long Noah lived up until Abraham. You count, the numbers are right there. I just did the math. From Noah, Shem, Foxad, down to Selah, all the way down to all them lines of people, who are Selah to Abraham. You see how long they lived and died. Do the math. It's all approximate, you know. And then you go from Abraham to David. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, okay, and Jacob and the 70 souls going into Egypt, then they're coming out of Egypt, then going into Joshua, the wilderness, and going into the kingdom, into the land, up to, you know, Samuel anointing David. You just count up. You count all the captivities. You know, you count the wilderness, 40 years. And you count Samuel, and you count, you know, Saul first, then David. That's 1,000 if you do the math. Then from David to Yahushua's birth, you just count all the books of the kings. You count the captivities. You count Assyria. You count Babylon and all of that. And David, the kings, how long they ruled. The northern kings, how long they ruled from Jeroboam to Hosea. Going into captivity, 586, 782. Then you throw in the Maccabees. You count that time. Ezra in the temple. You count all the way down to Yahushua's birth. Okay, then you'll get a number there. Then you count, it gets easy from Yahushua's birth until today, 2008, I'm 19. Okay? But one scripture, I'm going to read about that. I'm going to give you back Hosea 6, 1 and 2. So what I've done, I have a book that I'm working on. It's already done. I'm just putting it together, is to fill in the gaps, to put the nation's history in there. What was Egypt doing, or the Chinese and Japanese during the time of Christ, during the time of the Maccabees? So you see it fits into this history. All nations' history have a history that pretty much begins around 3000 BC. You go to Manetho, he's writing, and Men's, it's around 3100 BC. And you go back to Chinese history, Hindu, all it kind of starts around that time. They have longer ones, but you have a lot of it around 3000 BC, and that's right during the time of the flood. It makes sense. You just got to do the math and check it out. But it's debatable, but we debate according to brothers and sisters in love. That's what we do. Because the truth is coming out. Hosea 6, 1 and 2. Let's read that, and then I'm going to give it to the next verse. Come, and let us return unto the Most High, for he hath torn, and he will heal us. The Lord tore us up for breaking those commandments and laws. He's still tearing us up. Okay? Mentally, spiritually, physically, socially, some of your marriages and some of your children, and the schools, and your job, and the health, and the mental, we're getting torn up. What's he saying? Come, and let us return unto the Most High, for he hath torn, and he will heal us. Return mentally. We would all love to just get on a plane, let's go to Israel. And some of them can do that, but most of the 10 tribes, are we all going to return? Not until Yahweh do what he got to do through Yahweh and the angels. So we return here first, first stage. We turn in our hearts. We turn in information in this Bible. That's what we're doing. I would love to go to Israel and move in tomorrow. And that's good. Some of them are doing that. That's all good. You're the first wave. We'll join you soon. We're going to be there because that's the destiny. We can't go nowhere else but Jerusalem. So return mentally and spiritually first. The Most High wants you to learn how to behave in the kingdom. So the first thing is get these laws down. If you're going to go in there being niggas and being, all these names, these derogatory nationalities that we're going by, we're going to go in there as the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? Return, okay, mentally and spiritually, with love. Then the Most High going to come, okay, are you ready? He wants some worthy vessels to work with. Go ahead. He has smitten. He will bind us up. The Lord has smitten us. He's going to bind us up. And he's doing it now in our minds and in our hearts. We're being binded together in the knowledge of our 12 tribes and the laws in the Bible. This is what martial law is about, networking, getting y'all to see different Israelites around the world, okay? And wake up people. Brothers getting woke up just by coming here and seeing stuff and having some type of point of clarity where we can see brothers who've been in this for a while and we can deal with some clearness in the scriptures. Okay, we all got pieces, but up here we have most of it, I can say, being all this years in this. Okay, not that brothers, like you said, have been on YouTube 2 months and he's a high priest over the school. Right. You got your part. I ain't saying what your Bible says, don't despise the youth. But we gotta come, we gotta bring it all together as one, binding together, like the scripture said. Go ahead. After 2 days will he revive us. 2 days he shall revive us. That means 2 days from now, we gotta go to Peter's. 1,000 years is 1 day. The reviving that happened around the year 2000, and that time was a thrust of the wake up of Israel. The splits were bad as well as good, because it made all these schools come out. Then you had computers, you had the internet. Right. It was like a revival. When you wake up, your body ain't moving, but your eyes are moving. You're just looking around. Oh, man, okay. That was a revival around the year 2000, 2 days from the birth of Christ. Then it says what? And in the third day, he will raise us up. We are 19 years in the third day, meaning the third millennium. Okay, we're in the 3,000 year or millennium right now. This is the third. We're in it now. He didn't say he was going to do it on the day. He said in that day, meaning any time now in this third millennium, because we passed 2 millenniums already. Year 2000, we were revived. Read that part, last part. In the third day, he will raise us up, and we shall live in his sight. This is that millennium. This is that day of the Lord. Okay, this 1,000-year period. It ain't 24 hours. The Lord ain't working on earth time. He's a God. He's a power. He's working on his time. That's right. Okay, so we're in the third day. We're 19 years into it. We got the 400-year thing going on, and we got any day now, like a thief in the night. Throw all that in there. Keep the faith. And if you get rocked, have your backup faith. And your backup faith is counsel. Us brothers and sisters here that can keep us moving while we're getting smitten, because Satan is smitten. While the Most High is smitten. The Most High used Satan is smitten. So we got to realize this battle and realize the weapons we have to fight it and to defend ourselves. They're not carnal, even though we need that too, but the spiritual has to be more emphasized. We done tried the carnal. We keep getting beat up. We still need it. David trusted the Lord, but he had his sword. So we got to do both. But we got to do a balance. We more carnal. We got to get more spiritual. And then the Most High is going to bring this, in this day, He's going to raise us up. So we're reviving that. Now, this is the raise up time. So let's raise up. So I'll praise you.
All praises.
Shout.
Yes, sir.
All right, that was Parash. The next brother on the Marshal Rosh Council is Zaquan from Yahweh's camp, part of the Marshal Rosh Council. Zaquan?
Brother Zaquan.
Hey, Shalom, I'm gonna make this real quick. I'm not gonna take up too much of your time. I have two very important departments that I created about 4 years ago. One of them is concerning communication. I know a lot of you heard this. One of them is concerning communication. I think when I started this book, it might have had like about 6 pages in it. Now it has over 62. So inside this guidebook right here, I got probably like about maybe 40 of them I can give out. I'll be in the back at the end of this, and I'll have some for you. And if your number and your name is not on here, please do so to give it to me. So in this book, I'll be glad to give you one. It's listed from state to state and from city to city in every camp that's involved in Israel, and the brothers that's out there and the sisters that's out there also. So inside this book is very important because I know a lot of you always say that we don't have nothing, or you're tired of spending your money and giving it to Koreans, you may be tired of giving it to Esau like I am and like everybody else is. So if you live in Texas, you have brothers out there that do lawn care. You have sisters out there that are midwives in Boston. Okay, I'm looking right now in New York. You have brothers that are out there that are notary republics. In North Carolina, you got one brother that's a lawyer. In Detroit, you have a brother that's a winemaker, a barber, youth security, voice specialist, professional roofer. You got brothers that's a bus driver. And all of this is from state to state. This is going from Alabama all the way to Wyoming. So I'll be in the back, and I'll be glad to give you a copy of this. It's very good because I had a problem about 2 weeks ago. Looked inside this book and called up a brother before I called Esau, before I called Jacoby and Maya.
Nice. That's right.
Paid them about $1,200, brother.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's right.
And brother cleared it up. Actually, the brother cleared it up for free. For free, for zero, for nothing. Okay? That when I asked Jacoby and Maya, they would probably charge me about maybe $1,500. The brother said, I'm glad to do it. So I looked in here first and said, before I give Esau my money, I'm gonna go the cheap route. Okay, let me look and see if this brother there's a brother here that can handle this. Okay, so we got 2 sisters in here also that deal with credit repair.
Nice.
You got teachers, you got a couple lawyers in here, and you got dentists. Okay, man. And use this to your ability, use it to your goodwill nature. Okay, and at the same time also, if you are midwives, there are 2 numbers in here that are midwives. Maybe you can get some of the teachers to come to your school, okay, and teach the other sisters as well too. Just like the brothers. Maybe you got a brother that maybe can come to your school, call them up, tell them to come over to California, tell them to come to North Carolina and teach you about the Notary Republic program. Okay, it's literally, I can go on, but I'm not going to waste that much time. You got another brother that's an artist. Okay, you got a couple more brothers. Okay, I'm just going at random. Actually, you got a whole bunch of garment makers in this. Shaul from Jersey, he's part of our camp. He's an excellent garment maker. He's here today. You got a whole lot of mechanics in here also. You know how expensive mechanics can be.
Yeah.
Time to give your money to Esau all the time. You go to Mighty, you're going to be out of money. You go to Mighty. All right? You call up a brother that's in their state. Okay, maybe also he can deal with you too. For a little bit less than fee that Esau is going to charge or Moab is going to charge. You got computer specialists in here. You have soul chef planners, and this is all in the nation of Yasharallah. It's all in the nation of Yasharallah. So at the same time also, like I said, I'm gonna give you one, okay? And if your name is not in, you can sign it. It'll be updated by the next summer. Done. All right. Next department is very, 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 very important. I want you to listen up to this one real good. This is the pantry program that I started a year and a half ago. A year and a half ago, actually, it was just, just getting everything together. In this pantry program, we have household items, deodorant, toothpaste, soap, laundry detergent, shampoo, soap, deodorant, women's hygiene products, flashlights. Those who I sent the boxes to, good. I sent over 6 or 7 boxes within maybe a year to everyone. The ones that was in Detroit last year, I know it's like about 16 of you I didn't get around to. Don't worry about it. And I know it's going to get worse by the time this is over with. So if you want to sign up for free items, don't cost you nothing. The only thing I'm doing is just putting them in the box and I'm just them off to you. That's all I'm doing. You don't have to give me a right address. You can give me your neighbor's address if you don't feel comfortable. Give me your grandmother's address. Just somewhere where I can send the box to. It's free. And if I didn't get around to you, I'll surely get around to you. In this box, you have everything. Detergent, laundry, soap, anything you can think of, toothpaste, anything I can squeeze in there. Ask the brothers in my camp in North Carolina. Anything I can get my on, I'm going to give it to you. Yeah, the food as well also, yeah. Send out also non-perishable items also. I'm going to start sending that out also immediately, ASAP, immediately. All it takes is you just give me, like I said, just give me any address. Like I said, it doesn't have to be personal if you don't feel comfortable with it. I can't do nothing with it anyway. I can't visit all y'all at one time anyway. So if you want to just give it to me somewhere free of charge. There's no ulterior motive behind this. I'm not getting anything out of this. It's just free boxes that I'm going to send to y'all full of items. That's all. All right? And like I said, the pantry department, like I said, I've sent out 67 boxes already. All right? And I'm pretty sure the crowd here tonight, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be a little bit more busy than Hungry Hebrew. I'm going to be just a little bit, that's your crew. It's about 200 of y'all alone. I counted up in there. So I know y'all are going to sign up, okay? Just like a draft, all right? So with that right there, that's it. That's my time. But I'll be in the back after this is over with. So like I said, sign up for this, and get you guys here. Like I said, a lot of members in here, camp leaders, my name, Barack House of David, all the camps across the country. Okay, it's in this book right here. Specialty, what you do, I don't care what you do. Just put your name in there. I don't give so much how to stand on it. Put that in.
Listen, family, I'm gonna get y'all a copy of the book, all right? I know you can't see it. I'm gonna get you guys a copy of the book, all right? So I'll give y'all that information later, all right? Also, can y'all hit the like button, please?
All right.
Hit the like button, or else I'm gonna stop filming. Shalom, family.
And I'll be glad to
Have a blessed Sabbath, by the way. Let's go back.
Hope you're strong.
So that's the Quan, all right? He's over the pantry department. He's a recorder, he's a scribe. That's the Quan.
Excuse me, family. Pardon me, shalom, family. Pardon me, family. Pardon me, shalom, pardon me. Yeah, like I was saying, y'all gotta hit that like button. My fingers and my hands are hurting, and I'm filming this for y'all. Y'all got to do me a favor, hit the like button. That's all I'm asking. As far as the book is concerned, I'm gonna make sure I put it in my next show. So you definitely will have a copy of the book and all the information. It'll definitely be there, all right? But I need to hit the like button. There's a lot of y'all in here, and I've only got a few likes, and my hands are hurting, so I can stop. So let me know. Yeah, no doubt. Shout out to my brother, priest, my lawyer, Well Mitchell, that's my right hand. Love that brother, man. All praises, man. We got a full house here in Atlanta. If you missed it, make sure y'all come to the next one. Israel's coming together, man. The Most High said, in the days of those kings, will I raise up a kingdom that shall never be destroyed. And that's happening right now before your eyes and before the nation's eyes, and that's why they're scared. Hit that like button, y'all. All right? If y'all do it, I'm going to stop filming. Peace. All right, we're going to get back. Sorry, y'all. My man, 50 grand.
It brings glad tidings of goodness, but they have not. All right, so it says that you have to,
Excuse me, King. My bad.
Teach, hear, believe, and then call on the name of Yahweh. Call on the name of the Most High. So that's my job. You know, I traveled to Gujarat, India. I traveled to Central America.
One of the flyest dudes in Israel. One of the second flyest dudes in Israel.
I traveled to Karnataka, India. I traveled to Cochin, India, in Kerala. All right, I traveled to Goa, India. I traveled all throughout India because our people were taken from the east coast of India, of Africa, and put into slavery into India. So we have to go there and wake our people up. They're not going to understand and know unless somebody goes there to wake them up. We have America flooded, like Zaquan Barak said earlier. We got America flooded, but over there it's like a drought of the truth.
when we go east of the Atlantic and you go east of Africa, it's a drought of truthful. There's literally nobody in these countries I've been to that have brought them the message of Yahushua as the Messiah, of the Torah is our law book and our guide that we need to understand what the Most High requires of us. Jeremiah 15:3. Because the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. They were oppressed together. Y el Altísimo Yahweh, él hizo esto de propósito. Porque cuando se dice que hemos encontrado la tribu de Judá, de seguro también encontrarás también la tribu de Isaac, de Gad y la casa entera de Israel. Porque dice la Biblia acá en el versículo que vamos a leer que eran oprimidos como en la misma tierra. A la vez, todas las tribus también, por eso estamos mezclados los morenos y los indígenas aquí en las Américas, juntos. Y la experiencia es igual, porque primero nos pusieron en esclavitud en Norteamérica y el Caribe. Porque de mi sangre soy de descendencia de Choctaw. Okay, y nos pusieron en esclavitud cuando llegaron de principio. Y después llegaron y trajeron los otros esclavos de la costa oeste de África. Pero primero de eso pusieron en esclavitud los tribus en el este de África, a la India y los otros países donde yo dije antes, ¿verdad? Y vamos a leer Jeremías 50, 50, 50 and 3. Jeremiah 50 and 3.
Jeremiah 50, verse 3.
For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall.
All right, so the Most High said, 50-33.
Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the children of Yashahala and the children of Judah were.
So the children of Yashahala are the tribes that arrived into the Americas first, and to the Caribbean, and to South America, Central America, and North America. All right, so we arrived into the Americas first. So that's the house, that's the children of Israel. When we got divided up because Solomon's son wanted to oppress us. So we divided, and then we went into Assyria, and then we came into the Americas first. And then we showed Esau how to survive in the Americas when he raped us, robbed us, murdered us, put us in slavery. And then he brought Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, as well as some of the other tribes that was mixed with Judah, Benjamin, and Levi on the west coast of Africa into the Americas again. All right, go ahead.
Were oppressed together.
They were oppressed what?
Together.
So how can you have Judah and not have Issachar, not have Ephraim? How can you have Benjamin and not have Naphtali, not have Asher? And the only place where these two people were put in slavery and oppressed, the only place in the whole world you can go to where you have people of seemingly different ethnicities and nationalities receiving the same evil treatment by the so-called Europeans is right here in the Americas. You can't go to any other country and experience that. Matter of fact, this is the only part of the world you can come to where the people are totally stripped of their identity, nationality, tongue, culture, and everything. America. When you go into the Eastern Hemisphere, when you go into Africa, when you go to Singapore, they still have their language. When you go into Asia, they speak Chinese, they speak Hindi, they speak Tonkin, they all the languages over there. When you come here, it's hardly nothing. You're surprised to see somebody that speaks in different language. But we were oppressed together. Y el Altísimo de Dios que Él va a subir nosotros juntos también. ¿Ok? Porque son la misma gente, la misma nación también. Okay, so now let's go into the book of Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 33 through 35. Right, so my job is to go to the different, the elder and the diplomats of all of the other tribes that not only speak Spanish, but that speak Portuguese. All right, that speak Quechua, that speak Mopai, that speak Yucatec. Or we've been to places teaching where the people didn't even talk any colonial languages until they reach maybe 5 years old, being integrated into an English-speaking school system where they're raised talking the languages that they spoke when the Spanish and the British came and conquered them. So those places still exist right now. Those places where our people are still exist in the Americas, and we've been to those places in the Americas to teach our people. All right, go ahead.
As I live, saith Yahweh, surely with a mighty hand, with a stretched out arm, and with fury poured out, will I rule over you.
Yahweh said that in order for him to be our ruler, our king, again, he's going to have to pour out his wrath and his fury upon the nation that put us in captivity. Because we had to pay, and the Most High said they're going to have to pay also. As a man soweth, so shall he reap. We reap what we sow over in the Americas. We sowed disobedience, and the Most High said, if you break this covenant, this is your punishment. And we got that punishment. Go ahead.
And I will bring you out from the people.
And he's going to bring us out from the people. Go ahead.
And will gather you out of the countries wherein ye are scattered.
So like we read in Romans chapter 10. How are they going to understand who they are? What they need to do? What is repentance? What is salvation? What is their covenant? If they do not know who they are, if nobody goes to teach them. They're not going to wake up one morning like you did and say, I'm an Israelite, I got to keep the commandments. Nobody woke up like that. All right, go ahead. No, one last part, Proverbs chapter 1, verse 1 through 4. Because when we're looking at the Bible, and when we travel to these places, our people are in dire need. Not only just of the basic understanding of their history, but also of wisdom. How to navigate through problems, how to navigate through different situations. So as I'm traveling and as I'm teaching, I'm equipping brothers with the tools that they need to kind of be on autopilot spiritually. Here's the problem that you're going to encounter. Here's the scriptures to deal with. Here's how you fast. Here's how you pray. Here's how you store treasure in heaven and increase your virtue. Proverbs 1, 1 through 4.
The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, Danyaahla, king of Israel.
So Solomon is telling you in his introduction why he's writing this book, and I'm almost finished. Go ahead.
To know wisdom and instruction.
So wisdom is a like it says, wisdom is our sister. So we have to know her. We have to have a relationship with wisdom. Go ahead.
To perceive the words of understanding. To receive the instruction of wisdom.
So wisdom instructs you all throughout Proverbs. Oh, this person has wrath. Oh, give a soft answer. Or there's a problem. This is how you handle that problem. It's all in Proverbs. These are the laws wisdom is talking about that we have to read and apply to our life, which is really the counsel of Yahweh helping to cleanse our spirit. Go ahead.
Justice and judgment.
Justice, which is righteousness. Tzaddik in Hebrew. Go ahead.
And equity. To give subtlety to the simple, to the young man, knowledge and discretion.
So we have 7 phases of wisdom. The beginning of wisdom is the fear of Yahweh. After we have that fear of Yahweh, now we have to get the instruction from the scripture, which is the knowledge. Then we have to get the understanding. Then we get the discretion, which is the mazamah, or how to execute that plan to apply the knowledge that you have. Then you have to reach to the 4th pillar, which is equity. All right, which is how is it going to balance out to be applied in this situation, and when I want somebody doing this to my mother, when I want somebody doing this to me. Then after that, we arrive at righteousness. Is it righteous in the laws of Yahweh to handle this problem this way right now? It might be okay for somebody to do this, but is it prudent in this matter to do this in a righteous way? And after that, we arrive at Mashaphat, which is the judgment, which is what we're going to do. Only then when we come to the judgment and execute it, do we walk into wisdom. Do we actually apply and know wisdom when we apply that knowledge, when we see that it matches up through all those phases? So as we're traveling, talking, and teaching, you're coming into Buddhists, you're coming into Hindus, you're coming into all kind of different ancient demonic forces and religions, trying to do all sorts of things against the Most High. But it's navigated through the commandments, through Yahweh Shai, and through understanding how to apply wisdom to these situations. So we put the law book together also to help us understand the laws of Yahweh. So if anybody or any sisters out there, si pueden hablar español e inglés también, o si conocen gente que no vive en los Estados Unidos, que tiene problemas de tal vez hablando español, hablando inglés, pero quieren enseñar y quieren aprender la verdad de la cultura, la identidad verdadera de nuestra gente, que me diga y podemos trabajar juntos, ¿me entiendes? No más que me diga y podemos hacer esta obra juntos porque nadie puede hacerlo solo. Somos una nación y tenemos que trabajar juntos. Toda la gloria y alabanza a Yahweh, el Altísimo de Israel. Aleluya. 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 Shalom to come. Let's get pause on the Spirit of Most High. So as we continue, we have the Danyaahla, all right, over the law department.
Come, my name is Danyaahla. I'm over the Torah law enforcement. Any nation trying to establish themselves must first establish government. Okay, and then under that government, they must establish what law they're going to follow. Well, we already have our law. Our law is in your hands right now. But with that law must come understanding. But with that understanding must come what? The raw basics. Repentance, obedience, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, your nation, Yashala, and the understanding and preparing for these last days. And this is the whole purpose of what the summit is supposed to do. But in order to have a government, what must we have first? 1 Corinthians 14 and 40.
1 Corinthians 14 and 40. Let all things be done decently and in order.
Decently and in order. Okay? We can have numbers, but if we're not in order, you can have all the numbers in the world, it's not going to mean anything. And your enemy will pick you off like it's nothing. Because he is in order, and he has structure, and he has discipline, and he can execute. He's got specialists that can execute on any level. Okay? Diplomatically, administratively, and on the battlefield. All right? But we have the greatest strategist. That's Yahweh.
That's right.
All right? And we have the greatest general, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. But he can't deal with us if we don't want to deal with ourselves. And that's what? Read that again.
Let all things be done decently and in order.
So the order we're trying to establish is the order of our nation. All camps, all schools, all Knesses, all communities coming under one banner, which is under Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Okay? But with that banner and with that structure must be order. And this is what we're trying to establish. Okay? And what does Torah and law enforcement deal with? The Torah. Okay? Being on one page when it comes to the scriptures. Okay? Now that means, that's not to say we're going to agree on doctrine. I said Torah. All right? Not doctrine. I said Torah. That's the law. Okay? So the law says what? The Shabbat is from Friday night sundown to Saturday night sundown. No buying and selling. Okay? No personal pleasure. We should all agree upon that, because if we agree upon it, that's the vibration that we're sending up to the Heavenly Father. And we all get checks against our name, because we all know we got a bunch of red that we need to blot out next to our names. All right? Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter. Come. All right? So, with that being said, our holy convocations. Now, I know there's different dates. We don't have to argue about that. But the point is, we need to establish that we are doing these holy convocations. You need to be doing the new moon, the Kadash. Okay? You have a right to take off for your holy convocation. But if you don't exercise your right, you ain't going to have the right. Now, does that mean that Esau is going to honor your right? Maybe he will, maybe he won't. But remember the woman and her sons that honored the word of the Most High, meaning the law, unto death, and did not eat swine against the king's commandment. All right? And why do we have that example? To tell us that perilous times are ahead of us. Okay? Martyrdom might be required of us. Okay? But are we spiritually prepared for that? Do we understand the reward that we shall receive in heaven for that? Okay? Now, this is Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter.
Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations whither the Lord thy God, Yahweh Elohim, hath driven thee.
So we are calling it to mind. This day, right here, right now, we're calling to mind our disobedience to the Heavenly Father. This is why we send up prayers on the summits, collectively, We put down our different individual groups, our individual titles, but we send up prayers collectively as our nation, Yasha'Allah. All right? And that's what the Most High recognizes. The fact that we're able to do that. Because being in order is to recognize that our different groups are part of that order. All right? You need your autonomy because you have people that you're dealing with whatever state or whatever city that you dwell in. All right? We don't need confusion in that, but we need order and cooperation together as a body of people. If we are in the body of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Okay? Because we're all representative of that body. Whether you're an arm, whether you're a hand, whether you're a foot. Okay? But within the brain and the order is the direction that we have to go as a nation.
And shall return unto Yahweh Allahayaka, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children, with all thine heart and with all thy soul.
So this is what we have to do. We have to demonstrate it. We can say it all we want, but if we don't have the proper demonstration, it means nothing. Okay? It means nothing. Faith without works is what? All right, we know that one, so we got to demonstrate that work. And the wages of sin is what? So if we know what the payment is for sin, and we know that we don't want that payment, then we know what we have to do to escape that payment. That is to do that which is required of the Heavenly Father.
Deuteronomy 30:3, that then Yahweh Allahayaka will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee.
Now that's conditional. He said, read that again.
That then Yahweh Allahayaka will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee.
Now he will turn that captivity that we're in when we demonstrate what? Obedience. Okay? We have to demonstrate obedience collectively.
Verse 2, and thou shalt and shall return unto Yahweh Allahayaka, and shall obey his voice.
And that's the obedience that we have to demonstrate. The obedience to keep the weekly Shabbat. The obedience to keep the new moon. The obedience to keep the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Passover. The Day of Atonement. Okay? That obedience collectively is what's going to make the Heavenly Father recognize us as the nation that we are called by. Our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Not by our word, but by our deeds and by our action. Okay? Word is bond. All right? But if we give our word, then we have to demonstrate that action. Both men, women, and children. Because they're the future. Okay? They don't know the corruption that we have learned in this wicked world. They're the future of our nation. But we have to demonstrate how that nation goes forward.
Salakia. Anybody drive a blue Ford van across the street? They say it's in the wrong spot that they're trying to tow it. So if anybody drives a blue Ford van across the street, just go get it. Alright? Salakia.
That then Yahweh Allahayaka will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations whither Yahweh Allahayaka hath scattered thee.
So this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to be gathered from the four corners of the earth, whithersoever we be scattered to. This is why this brother's going to India. This is why he's going to Brazil. This is why he's going to Sri Lanka, okay, and Turkey and other parts. And this is why we summon all brothers and sisters that have a need and a desire to help the nation to come forward with your skill set. Because I'm also dealing with the gatekeeper, and that means organizing the different gates, the different cities, the different camps to work together. There's strength in numbers, but that strength will not come if you don't demonstrate the ability to work together. So with that, I say, Kwam Yashaya. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Next brother up, all right, of the Marshall and Charlotte Council, Priest Kahan. Okay, Kahan, over the priest department. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right, so like you said, the priest come on over to the priest department. First of all, I give all praise for Holy One of Israel, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for his mercy, truly endures forever. I want to thank everybody for coming out. Dedication, sacrifice, we know, it costs money, takes sacrifice to be here. So throughout history, the priesthood has played a important role in the nation of Israel. Throughout captivities, the Most High dealt with the priests to keep us intact as the mediator between the Most High and Israel. So within the priesthood department, there's different things that we do for the nation. Presently, to date, we have sent out over 200 letters for people trying to get off of the Shabbat.
Nice.
2 people that I know have won lawsuits, not big money, but small lawsuits for they've been mistreated in the later part of the Shabbat. We also have letters for men that want to grow their beard. We have letters for that as well. Immunization shots. And also women that are being forced to wear pants on the establishment, we have letters for that as well. Okay, so there's no reason for anyone here to transgress the law of the Most High God. That's right. And anyone here that have reached out to me, whatever school, camp, Knesset, I haven't rejected anyone. As a priest of the Most High of the nation, it is my duty to make sure we all rehearse these righteous acts of the Most High God. Okay. There might be people here today that have gotten letters. If you have, raise your hand or just. Okay, you see people here that have gotten letters. Okay, so they have been helpful. They have been, because I am also a licensed notary in the state of Florida. So they all come with a seal on it. So when any legal department sees a seal, they know that's what? It's an official document. Okay, it's an official document. Okay, so with that being said, we also have a representative from the Hebrew Burial Society. Okay, Elder Zaparal, he's out in Maryland. He's known a brother for many years. He has one of his representation men here in Atlanta. Is going to give a brief presentation on that. Okay, we also have our own burial society. Okay, there's no reason being a Hebrew Israelite that you're burying yourself in a Catholic church with irons all over the place.
That's right.
Okay, and also you should have things in writing. Okay, last will and testament. Of course, nobody wants to think of death. Okay, but these things do happen. Okay, if it does happen, what do you have in writing? Okay, all these things have to be done in writing. Okay, and insurance. Okay, I'm also a licensed insurance agent. Okay, life insurance, many of you have spoken to me, have put things in place. I myself, I lost my uncle last year, my uncle this year. So I know they're having certain things financially, put in place. Okay, so we spoke about this. We are putting together a priesthood boot camp. Okay, so we will be calling on the Most High. Give me Exodus 19. Exodus 19, verse 6.
Exodus chapter 19, verse 6. And you shall be unto me a kingdom of priests, and holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Yasharal.
Right, so we still have the Levite, the priest that the Most High is going to preserve, okay, for the kingdom. But as men of the Most High, we all going to have to minister this word throughout this whole entire planet Earth. Okay, so we watch some of the videos, we watch some of the men. We want to set something up that we can show men the right way to represent this kingdom when we're going out there. Because when they see each and every one of us, they should see what? They should see a reflection of what is to come. Okay? Thy kingdom come down will be done on earth, what? As it is in heaven. Okay? So it's going to come a time when they want to take hold of your garment and say, listen, we want to serve your God.
Okay, but the Most High started first with his nation. Okay, so in the priesthood department, presently we have Priest Danyaahla, stand up. Liaison, Yakana, the brother's gonna come up and speak a little bit. So these men are right now, since we wanna broaden it. As being a priest, we don't have, the Most High said what? And the priests don't have an inheritance. Okay, so I myself, I do a lot of evangelist work. Okay, how I actually met Mathathua, he always forgets to bring this up, but I was one of the first men, me, Elder Maharakah, and the brother Naquan is not here. We were the first brothers to actually go to Jamaica early 90s. Okay, this is how me and Mathathua actually met. Okay, and it's a beautiful thing to, up until this very day, we still labor together, men that you planted seed with, and now he's out there planting seed with other men. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, so we have the brother here, Danyaahla. He's actually based in Jamaica right now, so we're going to get that started back up, so he's going to say a few words.
Shalom, Akiwad. Well, it said the priesthood is a very important office here, because that is our connection to the Most High. And when we pray, and we pray in our language, that is the most powerful thing that we can do. Like the Lord said, we're trying to establish a priesthood office so that every Levite priest that's in here should know how to come up and do what we're doing today. Say the prayers, say the blessings, anoint our people, and bring blessings and healings to our nation. So that's what we're setting up right now. We're setting up a lot of other things that's going to be, you're going to see in the future. But as of now, we need to get that together with our Levite brothers. And like he said, we're all going to be priests, a nation of priests. So everyone in here should know the basics of setting up a service, setting up prayers. I mean, we pray all the time, but we need to pray with the power.
That's right.
All right.
All praise Yahweh Shemel Shah. Can I get Ezekiel 44, 10 to 11? Powerful shot. 44, 10 to 11.
Ezekiel chapter 44 and verse 10. And the Levites that are gone away far from me, when Yashar'Allah went astray, which went astray away from me after the idols, they shall even bear their iniquity. Yet they shall be ministers in my sanctuary.
That's the point. So we went far away from the Most High, just like the rest of the nation has. We in part are responsible for the stumbling of the nation for not being there and enforcing laws we should have. But the Most High said, well, yet they shall be my ministers. So what we're doing with the priesthood office is taking extra initiative in raising the ministers, the Levites, up back in our proper place and position. Because you can't go nowhere in this Bible and the position of a Levite not be important. There's not anybody, I dare you to try to find it, please. Try to find it. You ain't gonna find it now, right? When Yahweh got on that cross, who put him on the cross? Caiaphas put him on that cross. And all the high priests buffeted him with their hands. You know what that meant? That meant he was sacrificed. Because in order for an animal to be sacrificed, the priest got to put his hands on him. You see that? So the Levitical priest is important in every aspect of our lives. We got to understand that as a nation, we got positions. And the position of Levi is to be the priesthood. So we're going to do our part in waking our brothers up. We're trying to take as much initiative as possible. All right? And getting our brothers right so the nation can be right. All right? So we'll say hallelujah.
Watch a couple of videos, brothers could be saying, what's up this martial and y'all they're trying to bring all the nation together. And we're not going to take any credit. Okay, we're going to give it back to people being led by the Holy Spirit.
That's right.
Okay, read that, Psalms 133.
Psalms 133. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head, that ran down the beard, even Aaron's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garments, as a dew of Hermon, and as a dew that descended upon the mountains of Taziah 1. For there Yahweh commanded the blessing, even life forevermore.
All praises.
All right, so the angels of the Most High God are rejoicing right now. Okay, you have different camps. I'm looking around seeing different brothers. I'm seeing brothers here that you might think not be interacting with other brothers, but they're all here under one roof. So this is not our will, this is the will of the Most High. Man's goings are the Most High. Okay, a brother may have not wanted to be here today, but he was led by the Holy Spirit. Okay, there's a lot of people going to be saying, now I wish I was there. Okay, I wish I would have made that sacrifice. Okay, maybe one last, Right, this is a beautiful thing, seeing wall-to-wall Israelites.
This is on 1 Kings chapter 8 and verse 47. Yet, if they shall bethink themselves in the land whether they will carry the captive, and repent, and make supplication unto thee in the land of them that carry them captive, saying, we have sinned, and have done perversely. We have committed wickedness.
So this is not a coincidence that the USA, under Satan's authority, have put in their Congress in writing, okay, the commemoration of our 400 years of bondage right here in America. Okay, those who I'm talking on the some well. I don't want to hear about slavery anymore, but the Most High is going to make it, is going to bring it to our memory of the 400 years of captivity. Come on.
Verse 48. And so return unto thee with all thine heart and with all thy soul in the land of their enemies, which led them away captive, and pray unto thee toward their land.
Towards the land. Okay, I'm urging everyone here, if you don't have a passport, get a passport. Get a passport. If you gotta put down $1 a day or 50 cents, okay, get it. It's only $110 for your passport. Okay, even in Islam, they make a pilgrimage and go to Mecca. As an Israelite, it's your duty to go see your land. Okay? The land is mourning for us to come back. Since we started going back, the place that used to be dry and desolate has become green.
All praises, beautiful.
Okay, why? Because we are coming back home.
That's right.
Okay, we're taking back our heritage. Come on.
Which thou gavest unto their fathers, the city which thou hast chosen, and the house which I have built for my name.
Where's that place? Zion. Okay, a lot of us made America our rest. The Most High said this is not our rest. Okay, this is the land of our captivity. Okay, so we got to put our eyes on Zion.
That's right.
Okay, also too, we have an active prison ministry in Florida. Those of you that want to get something like that started in your state, I will help you. You know, just give me a call, contact me, and we'll show you how to get it done. Many brothers, you know, want this word in the system, and we need that to get that done. There's one last thing, Brother Yahya.
No, I'm going to call him.
Huh? You're going to call him up? Okay. All right, so where's Yahya? Is he here? All right, so with that, praise be to the Most High God. You got to give him as Jacob for his mercy, truly doing forever. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All right, so give the brother a hand. The spirit of the Lord on the So, with the Marshal Yasha'Allah, the Spirit also showed us, when we first started the Marshal Yasha'Allah, we had the brother Maharaka, through the Spirit of the Most High, we had what we call the Code of Ethics. Let's hold it up high. Some of you got this, it wasn't enough to be passed around, all right? But some of you have it, some of you don't. It wasn't up to be passed around, but we have it also right here. And I know you can't see it from there, but we're only going to go over a few of them. But there's one thing, when this says the code of ethics, ethics mean what? The principles that a nation should abide by in righteousness. Come? The principles. So we don't have to make up principles, do we? It's already made up for us, isn't it? Where's it made up for us? In the Bible. So when you look at this code of ethics, it says, Marshal Allah, code of ethics, Israelite men of honor, brotherhood, code of ethics. Okay, Con? And all it really is the scriptures. So the Most High gave us the ethics, didn't he? He already gave it to us. But the problem is what we seen when we were iterating in the beginning. We don't see us as a nation, especially brothers in the Western Hemisphere in America, going according to these ethics. We don't see it. Now you may know a whole lot of scriptures and be able to break it down, but are you abiding by the ethics? Are you abiding by the principles that the Mashiach laid down for us? No, we're not doing that. What is this that we hear the different schools out there who are mistreating brothers and abusing brothers? And taking advantage of brothers that are coming in their school. All right? What are this we hear on YouTube? And now these men who are leaving these schools are bringing it all out. I'm going to tell you something. At the House of David, we had the brother, the correspondence department. He's getting all these calls from all these brothers from these schools saying, I'm being mistreated. Brothers have robbed me. Brothers have mistreated me, taken advantage of me. This is what we're hearing. Because why? You might have a school, what the brother was saying. You might have a school. You may have the Israelite camp. But if you're not abiding by the principles that the Mashiach laid down, what good are you? He said, don't you say, Lord, Lord, and do not what I say. I'm going to spit you out of my mouth. That's right. That's what he said. Okay? And a lot of the prophets going to say, but Lord, I taught in your name in the city. I did this, I did that. And Lord going to say, I never even knew you. Depart from me, and you're a worker of iniquity. That's what he's going to say. So these are the code of ethics. All right? You're going to give me Colossians 4:1. All right? These are the code of ethics. We're not going to read all of them, but we're just going to go over one or two. Because we want to show that the brothers who are being taken advantage of when they go into these schools, this is why the Marshal Allah was set up, so that we can network and communicate. You cannot, if you're a master or if you're a bishop over a school, if you're a commander over a school or a captain or a leader or elder, you cannot mistreat the congregation. You cannot mistreat the woman. You cannot mistreat the brothers, the families. You cannot do that. Because the Mashiach is mad at us. Now you're going to call yourself an elder and you're going to get yourself to school and then mistreat the people that coming in. Okay? The Most High would destroy you and that school. That's right. Okay? And some of these schools are in the process of being destroyed. Okay? Brothers and sisters are leaving these schools one by one. Some of these schools, brothers are leaving by the hundreds. Okay? So, and they're coming to other schools now. Okay? And you know the Most High directs you to wherever he wants you to go. Okay? That's why we always say to brothers, ask the Most High. If the Most High want you to come into the Marshal Allah, ask the Most High, is this the right thing? That's why the brother said, pray more. Ask Yahweh Shai and he will show you. Because Yahweh Shai is going to show you he's real. The spirit of Hamashiach is real. And you can only serve the Most High in spirit and in truth. Okay? Read that, brother. Colossians 4:1. 4:1. Correct. Read.
Furthermore, then we beseech you, brethren, and exhort you by the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, that as ye have received of us how ye ought to walk and to please.
You got Thessalonians, Colossians 4:1. All right. Focus here. Okay. One more time. Masters, give unto servants that which is just. See? That which is just. You're a master, meaning if you're a leader of a camp, over a school, an elder, or a bishop. Give the people in your congregation that which is just and equal. Well, how is a man who may have millions of dollars, this is what we hear, and gonna come into your school, donation, next thing you know, the masters take everything, and it's not spreading it equally for the congregation and for the school itself. Come? That's how it should be done. Read that again, that's important.
Masters, give unto your servants that which is just and equal, knowing that ye also have a master in heaven.
Do we know that? No, but a lot of us think that we're the master and there is no master in heaven. So you come with that pride. Okay, so this is why the Mashiach is going to destroy a lot of these schools. We need to stop this. So we got to come on a higher level. Give me Timothy 3:1. Real quick. Just two more real quick. Okay? And then the other two is going to be from the Code of Ethics. But the Code of Ethics is the whole Bible. How about that, Con? It is the whole Bible. It's not just these 12. If you notice, there's 12 Code of Ethics, 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? 1 Timothy 3:1.
There is a true saying. If a man desire the offer of the bishop,
you desire the offer of the, what's the bishop? It's the Roman Catholic word. Okay, in the translation, it means priest. You're an elder, you're a priest, you're a leader. Okay, over the people. That's why you're a priest. Go ahead, Op. If you desire the office of a priest, go ahead.
He desires a good work.
You desire a good work. So if you say you're a leader of a school, then you're putting yourself as like a priest, an elder. You say you're a leader of a camp, you're putting yourself like that. Come? All right, go ahead.
A bishop then must be blameless.
Must be blameless. But what do we hear? All these bishops, brothers talking about they bishops. Are they blameless? No, they're taking advantage of men and the congregation. The Most High, Yahushua, would not have it. That's why these men are leaving. And they're putting videos all over YouTube. Now, how does that look for the whole nation? See? It puts us in that same predicament. And we had nothing to do with it. That's why we say when these brothers, these camps, when you curse out our people and call our women, belittle our women, and so forth, and families and brothers and sisters, you know, bitches and hoes and niggas and all that, that puts us in the same predicament because they all look at it as the same. All the nations look at it as the same. And so that's why they don't discriminate. Okay? So that's why when the nations look at us on the street corners of America, they say, oh, that's the Israelites. Don't they say that? They don't say, well, that's that particular school right there.
Right.
They look at us all the same.
Right.
So that's why the Mashiach said, wait a minute, we got to do something about this. We can't have this. Okay? So we got to straighten this up. And it's our duty to straighten it up. White man ain't going to straighten it up. He don't care. He wants to see you provide it up. And isolate yourself and separate yourself with one another. Go ahead, Art.
The husband of one wife, vigilant, sober.
Vigilant, sober. This is what the Most High bishop should be like. Go ahead.
Of good behavior.
Good behavior. What do we hear? There's not good behavior amongst a lot of these bishops and elders and so forth. The behavior is rotten. Okay, this is what we're seeing.